Good morning. This is Roger DeMuth, and I wanted to share with you Sketchbook'L from a fine line of sketchbooks. And a little note about these books. I make these books now, and they're spiral bound, and each one's identified by a letter, and just in sequence. And I take them with me when I go on vacation, although we don't go very often now. And I've put into it really good paper. This is an Arches cold press paper. I guess it's 140 pound, and some of it is a little heavier, probably the 300. And my hole punch can punch these, and I just put in the spiral binding. So these are about 6 by 8 inches. They're the same size as my iPad. So I can throw it in my backpack and I'm ready to go. So let me just show you. These are, I always try to do something in the frontispiece that's a little different, a little more involved and decorative type on it. And I shoot a lot of pictures with my iPhone, so these are kind of remembrances of places past. Starkville, New York, hardly anything there. Canajoharie, New York, a once beautiful town and fallen on the skids, but it has some interesting architecture in it and a little bit of life, not too much. This is a Victorian house on Allen Street in Hudson, New York. Isn't that amazing? The Victorians tried to do everything they could with every bell and whistle known to man. Look at the turret with a copper roof and a mansard roof with ironwork around the top, iron fence. Beautiful. Painting of David from he's a newscaster. White lilacs in Cazenovia. North Haven, Maine, the sardine factory, which now is a private residence. And part of it was meant to look like a boat, so they've added some decorative parts with that are very unusual. North Haven, Maine, beautiful little island off the coast of Rockland. My friend Tom painting in the wild, and an old seed packet, Victorian in Hudson. Probably a lot of Hudson things in this book. One of the oldest buildings in Cazenovia, an ancient tavern that a friend owns. And this 1951 Studebaker is in Cazenovia. It's called a bullet nose. It has a little projection on the front. And then I've added autumn sedum and various types of plants, bleeding hearts, scarlet runner beans, daffodil. These are North Haven, Maine. It just, we spent a week there a couple of years ago and it was just beautiful. North Haven, Maine, quite a lovely place, isn't it? Absolutely. And this is from a postcard view of an ice cream stand in Sharon Springs, New York, which is kind of an interesting town. Not too much left of it. They've done their best to try to preserve some parts of it, but history is against them. Car in Valletta, Malta. This is in San Francisco in Cowl Hollow. Oh, this is one of my favorites. This Florida gar from the Syracuse Aquarium and Pond Company, where I get my goldfish food in Jamesville. San Sebastiano al Palatino, the outskirts of a church and a monastery in Rome, Italy. Isn't that pretty? What a place. Skinny Atlas, New York. Oh, well, we took a boat ride, and this was my favorite shack or house on the whole lake. Everyone's trying to outdo themselves with grandiose houses with 30,000 square feet, and There's a farmer that has a little plywood box on top of this beautiful cliff, and I thought it was the prettiest place because nobody's ever touched this. It's just the way it was, except for the plywood box. So someone at Starbucks, I believe. Isn't that pretty? And I love all this little, I haven't seen this sketchbook in a while, so it's kind of fun to see this. And Brown's Feed Mill in Van Hornsville, New York. It's a lovely little town. It's only 3 minutes from one end to the other, but it's got this beautiful stone mill. And this watercolor came out pretty good too. The Blue House, wherever that is. And I met this man who lives in Pratt's Hollow, New York. And he is the village preacher and also is a tractor repairman, farmer. And the Great Horned Owl, beautiful. And Jeff Sessions. The president said something not nice about him. Oh well. Well, this is, isn't that fun to see? This is Sketchbook'L. Now you know. Thank you. For more information, please visit RogerDeMuthWatercolors.com.